Hello friends, welcome back. Hope you guys are doing well. In today's Autodesk Sketchbook illustration, we are going to draw this beautiful rain droplets in your window, and you're sitting with a candle, and it's so cozy because the current season here is surprisingly it's raining. So we are going to start off with painting the sky, which is our usual, and our resolution is 2860 into 2080, and we are using coarse watercolor brush to add this shade of darker shade of blue. So the background, it looks like it's raining, but at the same time the sun is setting down. So we are bringing this aesthetic color into today's illustration, something in imagination. Okay, so we are adding in some pop of pink, some darker shade of peach, and some shade of violet as well, and we are using blending brush to blend it across. So now we are slowly blending it across. We are not going in any different type of motion. All we want this image to look like a blur at the background because our window is frosted, and I don't want sky to have any elements like a brighter cloud or anything. We are just going to smudge it across our sky layer. Once we are done, we are going to use flow airbrush to add the depth into the illustration. So if we, at a distance from, so imagine yourself in a room and you're watching the sunset at a distance, and it has rained suddenly, and the rain droplets is in your window. So I'm just going to add this darker shade around the edge to resemble more like a window here. So once we are done, we are moving on to step 2, that is to draw a tree. Again, we are using the same flow airbrush because this is the only brush which give us that blurriness while we illustrate. So we don't want to use any other brushes or any pen, but this alone is enough to give the blur. If in Procreate you can draw whatever you like, and with the help of Gaussian blur you can blur that entire layer and make it look like it has been blurred. But here we can actually use flow airbrush to just give that distance as a blurred image. So make sure to give this thicker edge to the branches and the tiny branch, because we are not going to add any leaf. It is just a dry tree here. We are moving to step 3, which is to draw a candle. This may look a little bit complicated, but just take your time. We are using fountain pen, and with the help of draw style we are drawing this oval shape and then a cylindrical shape with the help of straight option. So once we are done, we are using freehand to add this candle wick, and then if you look on the right side, I have added a new layer for candle layer, and I'm adding a new layer for the flame layer, because this is going to be a 2-step process. Also, we are using glow neon brush, and once we add the color of yellow and orange, we are going to mix, and to get that glow out of that candle itself, we are going to use again flow airbrush. We are going to add a tint of orange as an outline, and also we are adding yellow to it. So once we are done, I'm just going to merge the layer of the flame and going to increase the size of the flame to make it look like a burning candle, and then rest we are going to use our flow airbrush to give that shadow. So if you're on new here, I've never introduced myself, and even if you're old person watching, you guys don't know who is this behind this illustration, and I am Brena, the illustrator and YouTube content creator for this channel. I'm really happy to have you around, and recently I started this a newsletter from iPad Fashion Drawing by Rena. So I'll make sure to leave the link below to subscribe to my newsletter, which is freely available every Saturday in your inbox. So just make sure to check the link below. So now we are using fountain pen to give that melting of wax in the image. I'm adding an outline, and also I'm adding a lighter shade of yellow for that candle melting effect. This looked really complicated. Just make sure to look on the right side whenever you illustrate, because we are using multiple layer to bring this image together, and we are using blending from artist column to slowly blend around this and give it a shape of a wax being in the wax in a candle. So it may take a few minutes for you to get hang of it, but once you're doing it, it's very easy, because this is the same step we are going to follow for the rain droplet as well. So all this illustration is in 4x or 2x speed, so take your sweet time and don't be in a hurry. And also I'm smudging the highlight layer. I'm using flow airbrush to add the shadow to the wax in the candle so that it looks more realistic. Hope this illustration was easy as of now. If so, let me know in the comment. Maybe I'll draw a separate video on how to draw a candle, which will be in depth so that we follow at the same speed. Since this has like a 4-step procedure and it took a really long time for me to bring this image, so all this illustration is in 4x speed. So once I'm happy, I just blended this entire merge this entire candle into one layer, and I'm adding a new layer, and now I'm going to look like the shadow of a candle falling in our window. Either you can copy and paste the candle and reduce the opacity of the layer, but here I just use flow airbrush so that it's like a little bit more okayish and realistic for me, but it's up to your preference. But we are happy, we are not doing anything much tough for the shadow of candle. So step 4 is the main step, and which is drawing rain droplets which is in the window. We are using fountain pen to add this curvy of rain droplets and also tiny droplets here and there. Once we are done, we are using blending brush to blend across this is actually in 8x speed, so please take your time, don't be in a hurry. This is going to take a lot of time. Once I have smudged around the edges, I have slowly pushed the blending brush from top to bottom so that it looks like the droplet is on the other side of the window, and it will give you the more realistic effect. Yes, coming back to the newsletter, it's going to be a Saturday weekly free newsletter to your inbox from my inbox. So it will have all this interesting topic which I have acquired over the period of week, like what are the videos I have published, which is the key brush which I enjoyed illustrating, or what are the key comments which I have gotten. Also, we are going to share the motivation for the upcoming week. If you have learned something new from a book, from a podcast, from a channel, I'll share with you so that you can also be a part of my life development cycle. So we are going to have a lot of fun in the newsletter. We are going to make a big art community where we come across with the same interest. And also in the illustration, I have added a new layer beneath the droplet layer, and also I'm going to add a little shadow to the droplet so that it looks more realistic. So we are using flow airbrush to make it look in a 3D effect, but at the same time you should take a lot of time while illustrating it. It's not an easy process so far, but once you get a hang of it, it's much easy and simple. Once we are done with making this droplet look like a droplet, we're changing the blending of the layer into a hard light so that it kind of pop out and give that enough light and shadow for the image illustration there. So I'm doing the same to the other half. So hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure to like this video, share this video along with your artist friend, and tag this image if you'll ever illustrate in Instagram. I would love to see you how you guys have brought this image together, because that's one thing I'm going to add in newsletter, is to share your image which you have illustrated, and want the world to know it is. So thank you Manish for subscribing. We will see you on Saturday. A lot going on in the content preparation and also in here in the artist of our illustration community. So make sure to like and share and subscribe. See you in the next video, and hope you guys are going to subscribe for the newsletter, which I'm looking forward to meet you there. And also our community is growing up slowly, and I would love to be a part of our like-minded community in the newsletter on Saturday. So till then, take care. The life is very short. Don't take it seriously. Take one step at a time and enjoy your life, because it's a long process, but at the same time, it's very short. So don't give up. Till then, bye bye.